what's going on, guys? Today we're going to learn Jersey Giant, originally by Tyler Childers, but the way I'm going to teach you is more like how Evan Honer plays it, just I kind of prefer how he does it. This is a super nice sounding song. It's just 4 open chords, and then there's just a little bit of lifting and dropping down of your fingers so that it sounds a little bit more fast paced. This is a great song for beginners, especially if you're trying to work on, picking a couple individual strings while you're strumming some chords. All right. Let's get right into it. To start, if you want to match it with the recording, you're going to want to throw your capo down onto the 2nd fret. And then first, we're just going to go over the 4 main chords. Then I'll kind of give you the little additions that you can add in so that it sounds more like the recording. And then I'll give you a strumming pattern that you can just play over those if you want to play the entire song. So the first chord is going to be a G major. So we're going to grab the top string, 3rd fret, 2nd string from the top, 2nd fret, and then also the 3rd fret, but on the bottom string. Next, we're going to move to a D chord. So we're going to grab the bottom string, 2 frets up, and then the 3rd string from the bottom, 2 frets up. And then the 2nd string from the bottom, we'll grab 3 frets up. Next, we're going to move to an A minor. So we'll grab the 2 middle strings, and then 2nd string from the bottom, 1 fret up from the capo. And then last, we're going to move to a C chord, and all we have to do from here is just move our ring finger up, 3 frets up from the capo, 2nd string from the top. So you could play the chords in just that order, just strumming them, maybe adding a little bit of muting, and it'll kind of sound very similar to most of how the song is played. But now I'm going to give you some things to add in so that it sounds a lot more like the recording and kind of is just what he's doing while he's playing. And so how this is structured is on every chord, he's going to have a couple little lifts and drop downs with the fingers that are already in the position of the chord. So for example, this first one, this G chord, all we're going to need to do is lift up our pointer finger, drop it down, and then do the same thing on the string below. And I'm going to go over this really slowly, but on this G chord, this is what it'll look like. So we're going to start by just plucking that top string and then doing a down strum, and then we're going to go up, down, up. After that, we're going to try to really just mainly hit the 2nd string from the top, but right before we hit it, we're going to lift up our pointer finger and then throw it down right after. And then we're going to do a down up strum. And then we're going to do the exact same thing, except we're just going to do it on the string below. And then we're going to move to the next chord. So all together, super slowly, it should look and sound like this on this G chord. So then we'll move to the 2nd chord, the D chord, and the structure is going to be pretty much the same. We're actually going to start by plucking the 3rd string from the top, and then we're going to do that same down and then up, down, up strumming pattern. And then here we also have a little thing where we're going to lift up our pointer finger and then hammer it down, and then we're going to hammer down our pinky 4 frets up from the capo, and then we'll lift it off, and then we lift our pointer finger off. I'll go through this again really slowly, but this is what it should look like. And then we move into the A minor. But first, let's go over this D chord in a little bit more detail. So we're going to do the pluck, down, up, down, up. Then we're going to do a down strum, and you really want to focus the bottom half of the strings. And similar to the G chord, we're just going to lift up that pointer finger and then hammer it down. And then we're going to do another down strum, and then we're just going to go up, down for the rest while we proceed to drop our pinky and then lift it off and then lift our pointer finger. So really slowly, that will look like this. Then we move into that A minor chord, and it's going to be super similar structure. We're going to hit that 2nd string from the top this time. Then we're going to go down, up, down, up. And then again, similar to how we've been doing it on the other chords, we're going to lift up our middle finger and then hammer it down, and then we're going to do a down, up. And then we're going to gonna do the exact same thing on the string above using our middle finger again. So really slowly, it should look like this. Then we just walk into that C chord. So far, everything that we've got really slowly should look and sound like this. And now we're on the last chord. This one's really easy. So once we get to the C chord, this one's actually the easiest. We're gonna start the same. We'll pluck the second string from the top, down, up. And then we're gonna pluck the third string from the top that our middle finger's on, and we're gonna do another, lift it up, and then hammer it down. And then we're just gonna do some up, down strums. The song starts over. So going from the A minor to the C chord should look and sound like this super slowly. From start to finish, all of the chords plus the little add-ins should look and sound like this, and I'm gonna go super slowly for you. Now, he really only does all these hammer-ons and pull-offs during the intro to the song and in some of the interludes. And then for the rest of the song, he pretty much does that exact same thing, except he's muting pretty heavily with his right hand. So you can just kind of add in some or all of the hammer-ons and pull-offs that we've gone over. If you want kind of a guide, this is sort of what it should look like. It's that easy, guys. Hopefully this helped you out. If you're still confused or you have some questions, feel free to throw them in the comments. I really do my best to try and answer as many as possible. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.